Nightcap in the Mountain West. Nevada's really good and they're hot, 9-4. San Diego State 11-2. So 2 upper division teams meet here in Viejas, which is bubbling and ready to roll. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dickow, moments away from tip. Nevada's won 3 of their last 4. Brian Dutcher and San Diego State sit at 11-2. They've had a week off. Nevada's had a week off. Dan Dickow, both teams are rested. This should be a fun night.
It should be a great game tonight. You look at Steve Alford there. He's got his team playing some really good basketball right now.
As usual, when the Steve Alford team is good, he's got really good guards. And he can really get them open shots.
Yeah, he does have some good guards. They score in a number of different ways. Pick and rolls, catch and shoots. They take great care of the basketball. This is going to be a terrific basketball here at Viejas.
And we could have some tempo here. San Diego State wants to get out and run on turnovers and rebounds. Nevada likes playing at that pace as well. B.J. Davis in the starting lineup, along with Jeremiah Oden for San Diego State. Reese Dixon Waters off a screen. Down low for Heidi, knocked away. And Von Weems has it. And Nevada's first touch. Tayshawn Comer is their 6'1" point guard. And he's played pretty well this year. This is Weems. Camper, their best scorer, running the baseline. Off a screen, this is what they do well. Shot clock running down. Lowry drives, kicks. Comer 3. How about that?
A great first possession. Very patient for Nevada. Shot fake, gets the defense up out of his stance, creates some space, knock it down.
Fans on their feet until the first points by the Aztecs. Miles Bird against Camper. That's a great matchup. 2 really good college players for sure. Davis, better scorer off the bench, goes flying in. Shot clock not a violation, but the follow is good.
2 Nevada players collided, allowing Heidi the opportunity to sneak in for the offensive rebound.
Corner 3, and that one is good, and that's Camper.
And he has been hot from the 3-point line lately. 13 for 24 over his last 3 games.
This is one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the country. 15th in the nation at 39%.
They shoot it at a great clip, but they don't get married to the 3-point line. If they're struggling that night, they don't force the issue. A very balanced offensive attack for Nevada.
Bird on the attack. Triple team, stolen by Price. Up the floor is Camper. Into the corner. Weems thought about a 3. San Diego State always so good defensively. Price with a low post catch. No finish. Heidi the rebound.
Got to finish that one. You force the defense into a front. Help side's late. Price couldn't finish.
Nevada has never won on this floor. Dixon Waters will get free throws.
Well, you mentioned it, Rich. Nevada's a really good 3-point shooting team. The extra ball swing, shot fake, get the defense out of position. Comer knocks down the first one before Camper Jr. continues his torrid pace from beyond the arc.
These 2 teams do it differently. Balanced scoring for San Diego State. Reese Dixon Waters is their leading scorer, just 12.5 a game.
They get nearly 48% of their points does San Diego State off the bench. Brian Dutcher has told us on a number of occasions that it doesn't really matter who starts because they go about 10 deep. He wants to find the combinations that work in that particular night.
These 2 teams played up in Reno. It was a tight one. San Diego State won. They had 5 players in double figures. Dixon Waters got a hand on it. It does not reset the shot clock. It sits at 11.
This is where, as a point guard, Comer, you've got to make sure your guys are organized in late clock situation. Too many times this year we've seen teams being unaware.
Comer who can get downhill in a hurry. Shot clock's down. Into the lane, got to get it up. I don't know if he beat the clock. Bird has the rebound. The other thing Nevada does really well is they don't turn the ball over much at all. Dixon Waters. And it's out of bounds. That's going to stay with San Diego State.
Now, you're right on the turnover factor for Nevada. One of the best in the country taking care of the basketball. Under 10 turnovers per game on the season.
That, what you hear, is not a boo. That's a goo for Magoon Guath, who's back in now. He's missed the last 6 games, 8 games total. And boy, they've missed him. Don't expect him to play 25 or 30 minutes tonight. More like 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, he's skilled offensively, but really where he impacts the game is controlling the interior paint defensively. Over 1 block a game on the season really impacts how teams attack.
Dixon Waters may be the best mid-range shooter in this conference. He gets a lot of points.
He does. He does a tremendous job setting up his defender to come off screens, and on the catch, he's shot ready.
Price cut off by Guath, a great shot blocker, and the shot hits the bottom of the backboard, and Guath takes it away. 1
possession defensively, and he shows you the impact that he can. Against a smaller guy, Price would have been able to score it.
Price has the rebound. Good start here, 6-6, 4 minutes in. Bird goes down, corner 3, way short. Bird gets up and has the rebound. Guath fouls, free throws. When we get back, 4 minutes in, Nevada and San Diego State 6-6.
Doesn't take Guath long to impact the game. Contests the shot underneath, comes up with a blocked shot. The following possession, good closeout. Difficult 3-pointer from the corner over his outstretched hands. He'll be at the line when play resumes.
All right, this season, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and blocks per game, 1.5. This is a fraction of what he did last year when he was terrific in his freshman season, defensive player of the year in the conference, first team, all freshmen, all of that. But the knee injury right before the NCAA tournament last year, subsequent surgery after the NCAA tournament, and then he wasn't back to full speed probably until mid-December. And then a hip injury, maybe favoring the knee, has knocked him out. He's back now.
That's a good point. He was just starting to get comfortable being in shape after the knee injury. It may take him a little bit of time to fully integrate and be in great condition, but Brian Dutcher is excited to have him back, as evidenced by those 2 defensive possessions he already had an impact on.
Both coaches were great with us today at their practices. Brian Dutcher talked about defense and defending Nevada's guards. We talked about Steve Alford and how good he is, along with Craig Neal, at getting guards shots traditionally wherever they've been together.
Well, the game has really evolved over the last 10 to 12 years into being at all levels. A lot more pick and rolls, a lot more isolation, dribble breakdowns. But Steve Alford, one of the best shooters in college basketball history, does a great job of continuing to get his guys shots in wide pin downs, baseline stagger actions. A lot of times coming out of timeouts, he's got to wrinkle up his sleeve to create an open look.
And Nevada's kind of been a stealth team in this conference the last couple of months. You know, all the headlines have been going Utah State, New Mexico, San Diego State. Even Grand Canyon has soaked up a lot of attention. Steve Alford's team, you know, out of the chute, you know, not mercurial, but really solid, then better, then better. And now in conference, they're 9-4. They win this game, they'll get a share of 3rd place.
Well, 17-7 on the season, 9-4 as you mentioned in conference. The one glaring thing that's missing from their resume is a quad 1 win. That's a topic that gets brought up a lot at this time of year. They're 0-4. If they could get this win tonight, that would be the first. their net ranking at 55, in honesty, that's a solid net ranking to start giving you consideration for an at-large bid if you were in a so-called power conference.
From Logan, Utah to San Diego, California. Mountain West tonight, nightcap here. Two very good teams, San Diego State and Nevada. Rich Waltz, Dan Dickow, and both offenses have looked sharp early on. San Diego State with the ball at home, and of course, as always at Viejas Arena, a full house. Bird into the corner. Dixon Waters, a three, and he has it.
That's just the experience from Dixon Waters, understanding a drive from the other wing is going to create a corner three, stays spaced, and is ready on the catch. Good attack from Miles Bird. Comer goes in to help, loses sight of Dixon Waters, who, as I mentioned, shot ready on the catch, knocks it down.
This is a 9-0 run right now for San Diego State. Both these teams are starting to get healthier. Both these teams had the week off. So almost a 7-day layoff before this game here tonight. Camper, this guy, if you've not seen him or you've not heard of him, he's lighting it up this year. 18 a game. That's his second three, and he draws Nevada within 2.
You can't give him any space, but the problem becomes he's also a great cutter off the ball, and he's creative when he puts the ball on the deck.
Miles Bird with the jumper, it's off. And Nevada rips down the rebound. Camper was at UTEP last year and averaged 10.5 a game. As you noted, his last 3 games, almost 28 a game.
Including 35 at Boise State. San Diego State and how they play defense will be aware of him at all times, but it doesn't matter there.
No, that's a nice, sweet touch on a 12-footer. And just like that, the 9-0 run is over, and the game's even at 11. Magoon Guath is in the game, and that's great news for San Diego State. Defensive Player of the Year in the conference last year. Guath with a knee injury and a hip injury, and he's finally back tonight. B.J. Davis throws up a 3. Good rebounding battle there, and Lowry wins it for Nevada.
Alford wanted a foul on Miles Bird there, going for the rebound. I think he might have had a solid point.
That landed with a thud on the backboard.
Yes, it did. We heard that from over here. Caleb Lowry, he's got the freedom to occasionally take one. 11 made threes on the year, but that one's a little quick. I'd get the ball to Corey Camper's hand, who started off tremendous tonight.
Davis tied up.
One of the best three-point shooting teams by percentage in the Mountain West. Nevada has got off to a great start in that category tonight. 2 threes by Camper Jr., as well as a knockdown by Tyshawn Comer.
It was a held ball, and Nevada gets the possession. Tyler Rollison into the ball game. Both teams going to their bench during that whistle. A lot of new faces out there for San Diego State, including Taj DeGorville, who fouls there. Tay Simmons is out. Sean Newman Jr. out on the floor for San Diego State. Peyton White checks in for Nevada. So look at this. Nevada's been a stealth team all year long, but they win this game. They go to 10-4, and they draw even with New Mexico in the Mountain West standings.
And keep in mind, again, it's big to be in the top 4 because you get a bye in the Mountain West tournament coming up in Las Vegas next month.
That's White, who's just checked in. And good hands there by Farrell Compton. Compton still wearing that mask with the broken nose. Shot clock is down. Ball's loose. It's a rare turnover. Nevada, one of the best in the country at not turning it over. And Compton is fouled possibly twice. And he's going to the line. He'll shoot free throws.
A scramble for the loose ball. San Diego State will push in transition when the opportunity arises. Well, that looked like it was pretty clean there from Bailey getting back. Compton leads the Aztecs with dunks this season. Everything seems to be dunks and putbacks from him. He's improving as an outside shooter or threat, but still struggles at the free throw line.
Because of that, Dan, he's shooting almost 77% from the field, which is like unheard of. He's 81 of 106 in field goals. It's crazy.
It is. But it's a testament to understanding where your strengths and your skill set lies at this point in your career. He does things that can allow him and the team to be successful.
Chuck Bailey in. He feeds Camper. Camper's been aggressive, and he bounces that one off his foot. 9th in the nation in fewest turnovers per game is Nevada coming in. So that's a rare occurrence right there.
That was more so great defense from DeGorville as opposed to a mistake by Nevada, which you get used to playing against the Aztecs in this league. You know they're going to be physical. You know they're going to be tough, and they're going to have active hands around the ball.
Newman. Ball out of bounds. It's going to Nevada. Nightcap in the Mountain West. San Diego State at home and up too early.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. Rich Waltz along with Gonzaga All-American Dan Dickow. San Diego State, everybody knows they're in the upper division of the Mountain West, but this Nevada team has been a stealth team for like 2 months, and all of a sudden you look around, they could grab a share of 3rd place with a win tonight.
Yeah, Nevada's been sneaky good. They're still searching for their first quad 1 win of the year, but they've been very good in regards to offensively taking advantage of opportunities, even though they've had a lot of injuries this year.
Fresh Pet brings you keys to the game. Mr. Dickow.
But Nevada, I think they've got to eliminate transition points. One of the areas San Diego State is great at, and get off to a good start to keep this crowd at bay. They've done that. For the Aztecs, unhappy Camper. What do I mean by that? Corey Camper Jr. is on a tear in Mountain West play. He's gotten off to a great start. Make him unhappy and turn them over. 3 turnovers already for the Wolfpack. That's a good sign for San Diego State to be able to allow them to get out in transition.
So far, he's pretty happy, though. 8 points, 2 threes. Corey Camper really scoring it at a great rate right now. Nevada with the basketball. Tyler Rollison in the ball game. Still a lot of bench players in the game for both sides. Both coaches have pretty good depth.
Well, both teams have battled a number of injuries this year. It's allowed guys deeper in the rotation to get comfortable and earn the ability to stay in the rotation.
Rollison misses. DeGorville drives. Lob pass. Compton catch, miss, follow, miss, and the rebound to Coleman. Jariah Coleman off the bench in the game. Wolfpack, an excellent 3-point shooting team, one of the best in the country. Peyton White misses there. Reese Dixon-Waters, leading scorer for the Aztecs, who don't have a real go-to guy. It's by committee. Dixon-Waters, the leader of the committee, at 12.5 a game.
Good block out there that time for Jariah Coleman. The previous possession, the Nevada bench was hollering at him. He's got to make contact.
Bailey the drive, and he misses. DeGorville, straight on.
That's the thing with this San Diego State team as compared to some in years past, is they have 9, maybe 10 guys when all healthy that can give you double-figure points.
Step back 3, Rollison. And the rebound to the Aztecs. DeGorville in flight. Compton, bucket, and the foul.
If you're going to foul Compton in that situation, you got to make sure he's not able to get the ball up on the rim. Unbelievably strong on that catch to the finish. A good find from DeGorville right there. Rollison's got to foul him harder, not let him get the ball up on the rim.
So the other thing about the San Diego State team, they're still pretty young, and the two freshmen, the longer this season goes, the more of a role that Taj DeGorville and Pharaoh Compton have.
Each of them has done a nice job of improving year over year. But I think the biggest thing that each of them have done is they understand their role and they excel in it.
You see the run, an 8-0 run in a 3-minute drought for the Wolfpack. Comer back in the ball game. Bailey still in the backcourt for Nevada with him. Comer driving, dishing. That's nice stuff there as Price is fouled going to the rim.
Comer is so quick. That first step is blazing right by Compton on the perimeter. Simmons has to help finding Price. Not able to finish, but he'll be at the free throw line for two. Tell you what, the transfer from Fresno State, preseason All-Mountain West, he has delivered nearly a double-double per night on the season.
7 double-doubles total, 13 points and 9 rebounds a game, and he leads them in blocks with 44 of them.
He's really active as a four-man. With the fact that Nevada is now healthy and Armatrading, who was their starting 5 at the start of the year, Price had to move to the 5. Now they can be back in their normal, natural positions. It's only going to help Price even more.
Yeah, Joel Armatrading had that weird injury, the fractured clavicle, catching an elbow on a Thanksgiving Day game, and he is back, and that's a strong move by Simmons. Armatrading is in the game now. Comer, man, he's like a rocket. And Brian Dutcher talked to us about that at practice. They said, look, don't want this guy getting downhill, and it's really hard to stop him.
Terrific job beating the press right there. Get the ball to the middle of the floor and then attack. Armatrading, backpedaling. Simmons taking advantage.
It was a close game when they met in Reno in January. Comer misses the jumper. Davis has the rebound. But Nevada, in the Mountain West era, has never, ever won on this floor. They are 0-13 here. Davis feeds Heidi, the lefty. Likes to spin that way, and that's 3 seconds in the lane.
It's a call you don't see all that often, especially when someone flashes to the middle of the paint, such as Heidi did there, to create an opportunity. I thought it was a little bit of a quick whistle, but Alford and the Wolfpack will take it.
Last field goal for Nevada 5 minutes ago. Good feed in tight. Heidi's got a piece of it, and it's a held ball, and the arrow goes to San Diego State. On the top of the grease board for Nevada. Don't fall behind early. Big. It's a big point of emphasis tonight. They came out, hit their first 2 threes, but this run by San Diego State has stretched the lead to 8.
It's not that they're not capable of climbing back into it. They were down 21 in the first half to Boise State on the road, forced overtime before ultimately losing. But you don't want to fall behind big early in Viejas.
Davis venturing into the lane. It's going to get free throws. B.J. Davis is an interesting case study in coming off the bench or in starting. As you can see him get bumped there. When he was coming off the bench, man, he was like the leading bench scorer in the country at one point. He's back in the starting lineup with the injury to Elsie Harrington, the freshman point guard, who is close to being back. And it almost looked like he went from hunting shots to, when he was starting, making sure everybody was getting the ball where they wanted it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you come into the game after seeing what the defense's coverages are, what might be working offensively, and try to take advantage of opportunities. Elsie Harrington, who you just saw on your screen, he's put together a really good freshman year.
Oh, met at the rim. Armo training turned away. And it's a Nevada ball when we get back. San Diego State has turned up the heat in Viejas.
Flying around defensively is one of the staples for this San Diego State ball club. DeGorville, not in Viejas.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Fresh Pet. Healthy food fresh from the fridge. By Geico. It feels good to Geico. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
73-68, that was the score January 6th. That was a tight game. In the history of the Mountain West as conference opponents, you see the regular season titles, of course, the Musselman era, Mountain West tourney titles, NCAA tournament appearances. Game summary so far in this one. Well, remember, Nevada came out hot, hit a couple threes, but the Aztecs on a big run right now in a drought. No field goals in the last 6.5 minutes for Nevada. See the bench points. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, Dan.
Yeah, same to you.
You saw the hearts flipping around.
Everybody in Viejas seems to be wearing red, celebrating as well.
Camper.
It's now 9 missed field goals in a row for Nevada.
DeGorville really handles the ball well and very versatile. Davis flips up a lefty layup. It's tapped out of bounds, and it goes to Nevada. So what's happened to this offense? I mean, the scoring drought's long. The field goal drought is 6 minutes long.
Well, you're going to go through some lulls against the San Diego State team because there's pressure on the defensive end of the floor. You just have to find ways to manufacture opportunities. That is not one of them. Elijah Price, out of control, getting called for the charge. You just see, though, Heidi early in rotation. Simmons not giving up on the play. Price driving to where there was nothing available.
Just 13 points in 13 minutes for Nevada. Guaf. Oh, yeah, he can shoot it. He's 12 of 20 from 3, and that's as quick a release as you'll find for a big.
That was shot with very little hesitation. That shows you that he's comfortable back in the flow. A great sign for Brian Dutcher.
It's a 15-2 run for San Diego State. Weems finally gets something to drop.
And they needed that one badly. Weems, only his first shot attempt of the night, but he was a big-time scorer at North Idaho College in Coeur d'Alene, second leading scorer in junior college a season ago.
Davis, catch and shoots. Ball's tipped, and it stays with San Diego State. He's missed a lot of time this year as Magoon Guap.
Well, Davis does a nice job of engaging Price in the pick and roll, so his rotation is longer. And then with his length and Comer's lack of height, it's hard to contest that jumper.
Gorville with the miss. Corey Camper Jr. with the rebound. They'd like to get him some clean looks. Gets into the lane. Guath got a hand on it, and it stays with the Nevada. So, I mean, San Diego State has always had rim protectors, right? This guy's different because he can shoot the three while still protecting the rim like that.
He's almost a 5 defensively. On the offensive end of the floor, he's a 4 or a 3. More comfortable on the perimeter than he is on the interior offensively at this time. But defensively, with his length, he covers up so many problems.
Comer. You got another shot blocker in there in Miles Bird. He and Guath were both up for that. Free throws for Nevada.
You mentioned Bird was in there, may have gotten the shot block. Bird's an interesting player on the defensive end of the floor because as a perimeter player, second in the conference in steals, but third in block shots.
And that's Bird's foul. It's his first. 15 foul. Comer misses the free throw. San Diego State back in action on Tuesday night, taking on Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon coming here. That's Tuesday at 10 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Grand Canyon always great on their home floor. That's why that New Mexico win earlier this week is so important. Now they have to come and play here in Viejas. They've been a really nice addition to the Mountain West Conference.
They have been. San Diego State has been probably the best defensive team in this conference over the last 15 years. But if you look at the numbers, GCU is right there with them this year in regards to points allowed, opponent's field goal percentage.
I'm telling you, he's got an old school game when he backs somebody down. Dixon Waters at 6'5", 217. And then just kind of a spin and a fall away from 15, 16 feet.
Well, he doesn't have a big burst of speed, but he uses his body and his strength well to get the defense just off balance.
Comer against Guath, who blocks his shot. Oden is in with Guath right now, so 2 bigs for San Diego State. Newman cut off there. Oden can shoot the 3, but he misses that one. Comer getting downhill, lost the ball, throws it away.
Uncharacteristic turnover there for Comer and Nevada. Typically really comfortable taking care of the basketball.
5 turnovers now. As we noted, one of the best in the country at not turning it over. Averaging 9 a game. Steve Alford has always been able to get his guards great looks wherever he's coached. And this team has really benefited from that.
Newman got away with a double dribble there right in front of the Nevada bench. Official was blocked off, couldn't see it.
Again, Dixon Waters is so deadly from like that 15 to 19 foot range. And a timeout. Nevada needs to talk about this. Dixon Waters, the offense for the Aztecs. The defense, courtesy Magoon Guath. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pet tonight in San Diego, in the Mountain West. Nevada, a good start, and then all of a sudden, the faucet was turned off. And Magoon Guath is one of the reasons why his defense has been suffocating.
Missed the last 6 games with an injury, but it didn't take long to make his presence felt. A little over 6 minutes of action, 5 points, but really where the impact was felt is on the defensive end of the floor with 3 blocked shots, adding another dimension to this difficult, physical San Diego State defense.
And again, Guath has missed the last 6 games. The knee surgery, played through that, and hip injury as well. Don't expect him to play 25 or 30 tonight, but it's just great to have him back. And that goes off the hands of Corey Camper Jr. We noted Nevada's one of the best in the country at not turning it over. That's their 6th turnover already.
Well, that was just more great San Diego State conceptual defense. Dixon Waters in the gap, stunts to get the offensive player a little bit out of control, and then gets back into the passing lane. Oh! Wow! And that's where Farrell Compton's at his best. Throw it up to the rim and let him go get it.
San Diego State is just suddenly dominating this game on both ends of the floor. Rollison.
I think Nevada's got to find a way to get Camper Jr. some more looks.
Dixon Waters doing a nice job, and a quick release floater. And he's back in the scoring column. Camper now with 10.
Last 3 minutes of this half are really important for Nevada. Down 14, get a couple stops, get a couple baskets. You're not going to get it all back at once, but they've got the scoring punch.
Newman misses the 3. Price missed it. Got it back. Price. And he's getting to the line. Farrell Compton really transformed his body in the offseason, and it shows.
A terrific ATO after timeout play there drawn up by Brian Dutcher. It's not as if Nevada was in the wrong spot defensively. It's just that Farrell Compton went to the next notch to go and finish.
Price, a redshirt year at Drake, and then a season last year at Fresno State. A lot of new faces and fresh legs coming out for both sides. Compton sitting down. Price has added to his totals from last year. 10.5 points, 8 rebounds a game. He's 13 points, 9 rebounds a game. And so that's a start from what you talked about. Get a stop, get a bucket. Just try to cut this lead down to single digits. Bird drives, kicks. Dixon Waters missed it. Rollison and Bailey, the guards right now, in for Nevada with Camper. Price, that's not a great pass, but a hold in the low blocks from DeGorville, and the scorn of Brian Dutcher and DeGorville kind of ignites this crowd.
Well, I think DeGorville held Price's hand, not allowing him to go get that ball. Well, the second look, Price was able to free it, maybe early on. But Miles Bird in the right spot, helps sidewise to get a steal.
1-and-1, first free throw is good. AT&T at the half, going back to New York. We got Brent Stover, got Chris Walker, Roy Hibbert, John Rothstein. Great day of college basketball. They've got the highlights, the analysis. There's some really good West Coast games going on tonight as well. And Price drops in a free throw. It's AT&T at the half, and that's coming up. Here's that 2-minute mark, Dan. And Nevada's followed the script that you set out. The shot clock never started on this possession. The script that you laid out for Nevada, they've done it so far. They've picked up a couple stops, points on 2 possessions, and the lead's at 10.
And they've been better on the glass. You know, as of now, San Diego State has dominated that category, but the last few possessions, Nevada's been able to finish off defensive possessions with the rebounds.
Bird launches, and it's long. Price with another rebound. He's got 6 to go with 6 points. So there's another stop. Can they cash in with a 2 or a 3? Chuck Bailey. They want it in Camper's hands late in this clock. That's a double foul with Simmons and Price.
They're both battling for position on that low block. It looked as if both extended their arms. We'll get another chance to take a look at it. That's good a piece of officiating just to get things cleaned up. Kept going a couple times.
So Simmons is out. Rollison is out for Nevada. Miles Walker, a freshman, who's getting more and more minutes as the season goes along. Simmons trying to cool down, is in for Nevada. He's standing in the near corner. Late clock, that's the guy they want. That's Camper Jr. against Heidi. That's a three straight on. Telling you, this guy's averaging almost 28 a game his last three, and that three cuts it down to 7.
A terrific job recognizing the switch with Heidi. Get everyone spaced and attack straight away.
It's a 9-0 run for Nevada. Davis against the youngster Walker. Good help by Lowry. Bird. Shot clock runs down. Davis crossing over, falling away, buckets, beats the buzzer.
Big time shot there for B.J. Davis. We talked on his point guard versus two guard responsibilities. That is the B.J. Davis we saw earlier this season as a two guard.
That may be reviewed here or challenged, I should say. That ball was tipped out of bounds, and San Diego State is looking at their tablets right now. It's a Nevada ball, but there was a question as to whether it was touched. And did they challenge it? I believe they did. While they look at it, we'll step aside, but just for 30. Call on the floor was Nevada's ball after it went out of bounds, challenged by San Diego State. Touched. That looks like it's going to get overturned.
I agree with you. Bird slightly deflects it, affecting the concentration of Chuck Bailey on the catch, who ultimately couldn't corral it before it goes out of bounds. That should be San Diego State ball, and they will preserve their timeout.
And you could tell from that angle, the official that made the call was screened on the hands. So from the official's perspective, he sees the back of the Nevada player, and it looked like Bird actually deflected it, but it obviously was off of Nevada. And now once you discern where it's going, then you got to figure out time on the game clock. So 39.8. Maybe 39.9.
The challenge is confirmed. White ball.
San Diego State does not lose a timeout. There was a mad scramble, the San Diego State bench. Get the iPads out, get the tablets out. And that's a drill that every college basketball team has had to master this year with the challenges. Back cut, Bird!
They run that back door for Bird a lot in similar situations when they need a big bucket. Got this crowd going. Feels like get them ready for one last defensive stance.
Feels like all that momentum that Nevada took back is slipping away. The freshman's out there. Miles Walker off a screen. Camper rises, misses badly. Bird has it with time, and he's fouled. And he'll get free throws with 4 seconds left.
Poor clock management for Nevada offensively, but the setup to Gorville to Bird, perfectly timed, perfectly executed. A big boost for the Aztecs.
Nevada was down 14. Miss on the free throw. 2 seconds left. Waters got a shot, and off the backboard, Walker misses it. San Diego State had that big lead. Nevada had the 9-0 run. They cut it down to 7, and then San Diego State had an answer. An 11-point halftime lead here in the Mountain West. After the break, back to New York. Brent Stover and the crew, AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball. CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. College basketball, CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. Speaking of fresh, look at this. There's a NASCAR race down here out on Coronado Island, and that's Michael Jordan's racing team has an Aztec flavored car. Of course, the Aztecs are a Jordan school wearing all that gear. Here's your first half stats, kids. Look at the bench points and look at the points off turnover. San Diego State up 11. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dickow. There were times in this game that San Diego State dominated on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively.
Well, Nevada made a nice push towards the end of the first half, a 9-0 run, but they closed the door, did the Aztecs, the last minute or so. A backdoor dunk to Miles Bird. I thought San Diego State got great production from a number of different areas, but in particular, Reese Dixon Waters continues his consistent play. 14 games now in a row in double figures, just takes what the defense gives him, but they got a nice added bonus from the return of Magoon Block. 3 block shots in that first half, impacting the game in so many different ways.
Brian Dutcher and San Diego State, always so good when they have a halftime lead. Miles Bird and the Aztecs trying to get to 12-2. As we noted, Nevada in the Mountain West era, in 13 tries on this floor, are 0-13. We'll see if they can come out and cut this lead down. Long on the 3 there is Camper. Good offensive rebound by Caleb Lowry. Price against Bird. Nice cut and finish.
Great cut. The recognition by Weems. His defender was caught in between guarding him and doubling the ball. Good delivery from Price. Good finish from Weems.
Remember, Nevada cut it down to 7 with about a minute left in the half, and then San Diego State went on a run to go in up by 11. Tayshawn Comer. Lowry into the lane, kick. Comer, 3 on the way. That's long. Loose. Price has it, and it's blocked from behind.
This is the start activity-wise Nevada wanted, though. They've been active on the offensive glass. Get another look at that backdoor cut from Weems.
Tay Simmons is in. Jeremiah Oden is out. Price, triple teamed. Free throws coming.
That's an area I think Nevada can take advantage of San Diego State. A lot of times they will switch, and when you get a matchup like Davis on Price, quickly take advantage of it. Heidi tries to react and double, but too late and too much on the arm.
By the way, this note on Heidi, sprained ankle in the first half. It's taped up, and so he's all taped up. We'll see how he responds here in the second half.
Oh, he's tough like his old man, Jason Heidi, who played at Oregon State. We were AU teammates with back in high school. I'm sure he'll be fine.
But so Nevada with a little run here, and it's back down to 7, and a steal by Price. And an opportunity here to take another bite out of this lead. Homer against Heidi. Corner, Lowry, my goodness, that hit the top of the backboard. Waters, Heidi, blocked. Lowry, good job to get back down on defense. Comer up the floor. He loses it and then saves it. Camper cut off. Gets it to Price, picks his way through the body, and will get to the line. There was like 3 guys laying in the lane.
But again, Nevada came out with all the energy. They're taking the fight to San Diego State here in the second half. A nice block from Lowry in transition. And then the activity, drive, kick, attack the rim. Heidi fouling Price, who will be at the line for a pair.
Price with the free throw. He's a 74% free throw shooter. Nevada's a good free throw shooting team, and they're one of the best in the Mountain West at making free throws. They lead the conference in 19 made free throws per game. So they do good work at the line.
And Price in particular does a really good job of putting foul pressure on his opponents. Averages close to 7.5 free throw attempts per game.
They've shot it well tonight. 11 of 12. Bird. Dixon Waters. Falling away. Oh, that's his shot, man. I mean, degree of difficulty on his shots is regularly quite high.
Good job of getting his upper body squared before the release.
To kick. Davis said he didn't kick it, that it hit his knee.
A lot of times if you're a right-handed driver going to the right, your feet might not be squared up to the basket, but as long as you get your upper body squared to the rim, you've got a chance for those results.
That's a shot you just don't see in the game much at each level, right? College and the NBA. That's a walk and a turnover for Nevada. Down 7 here, 2.5 minutes in, second half.
Well, those are the turnovers that you really want to take back. 8th one on the night now for Nevada. Lowry just in a little bit of a hurry to get into throw and go pick and roll action.
Dixon Waters got Price on him. And a 5-second count. Dutch is a little sideways right now.
Well, he didn't like that call. He thought Dixon Waters got hit in the face. Looked as if Dixon Waters was trying to draw a foul.
Price wants it in the low blocks. Doubled with Compton on the baseline. Clean look for Camper. He doesn't miss when he gets a clean look.
When you double in the post, the weak side's got to be connected and aware of what your next responsibility is, especially if it comes to Camper Jr. You can't give him open looks.
And now the lead is down to 4. Davis pick and roll, knocked by Lowry, picked up by the Wolfpack. Camper again, missed it. Lowry, rebound, bucket. Here comes the Wolfpack.
Lowry has been this difference maker in the first 3.5 minutes. Activity on the glass, rebound put back there. It's been a great start here. First, Corey Camper Jr. knocks down the 3 before Caleb Lowry finds an extra opportunity. Nevada right back in it.
San Diego State had a 16-point lead at the under 4 in the first half, and Nevada made a run at the end of that half, and they've come out and almost completed the run here, down by just 2.
Yeah, like you said, they're only down by 2, but it's their activity level that's allowed them to climb right back in this game and make it interesting. Caleb Lowry, I think, has been the energizer here to start the half, but you take a look at the breakdown of field goal percentage shooting for each of these two teams. Nevada, terrific start.
Significant that San Diego State has only 3 shots.
Well, you look at in the first half, San Diego State dominated the glass. Here already in the second half, Nevada's got 4 offensive rebounds.
Little zone look from Nevada coming out of the timeout.
They don't play a lot of zone. Occasionally out of timeouts, they'll play a possession or two just to kind of make the offense think.
To Goreville. Ball's loose, and Nevada pries it away again. This time it was Corey Camper. He's not just an offensive player. He leads them in steals as well. Lowry finds Price. Shot fake and a dunk. And guess what? 38-38. The 16-point lead is erased.
Great high-low look after the pick and roll action. Gets the defense to move. Finding Price underneath all alone.
Into the post. That's knocked loose. Davis picks it up. To Goreville, floater. On the way, missed it. The rebounding has turned to Nevada, and they were at a big disadvantage in the first half. Tayshawn Comer. Lowry. Price. Look at him keep it alive. Corner three. Davis in transition. He'll take the three and hit it.
Aztecs needed that one in the worst way. B.J. Davis pushes the ball in transition, gets the defense on his heels. That might be where he's best, shooting the three.
Price going full steam ahead, and that's a charge. And Price's third personal. That's a huge call with 14:30 left.
We got a great one here in Viejas. B.J. Davis, pull-up three in transition. Thank you very much. But Nevada will not go away. High-low action. Elijah Price finishes with authority.
CBS Sports Network's coverage. College basketball continues tomorrow. Lots of basketball. Denver at Omaha. Drake at Northern Iowa. Charleston at Campbell, taking on the Camels. Towson at Monmouth. It's tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. The CAA, as we drop in on that. UNC Wilmington at 11 into Charleston. Monmouth hanging in there as well. Here in the Mountain West, San Diego State had a 16-point lead on Valentine's Day. Lagoon Guaf looked good, both offensively and especially defensively. He's missed 6 games, played in the first half. He's back in here in the second half.
Coach Dutcher didn't tell us necessarily that Lagoon Guaf had a minutes restriction, but he's still working his way back into shape after missing those 6 games. He had a huge impact on the game in the first half. See if that occurs again here in the second.
Yeah, he only had 4 blocks. Guaf, a 3. Oh, man, this guy.
Almost as if on cue, he makes an impact.
He's a shot blocker, defensive player of the year in the conference last year. Bird with the steal. Bird in a collision. And he should get free throws. He's got such a quick release.
Got a quick release. There's no hesitation on that catch. Coleman, if you're going to be there with your own 7'1" size and length, you've got to be in his space. Watt's not necessarily going to put the ball on the deck and get by you.
Miles Bird with a free throw. The freshman Miles Walker back in for Nevada. So Bird hits 2. Nevada had tied the game, and now San Diego State on an 8-0 run is back up by 8.
Walker, the freshman point guard, in for Comer after that last turnover. Important for him to be able to handle the pressure.
Camper in tight, ball's knocked out of bounds, stays with Nevada. Corey Camper Jr. on a kind of a heater in his last 3 games, averaging close to 28 a game in those 3 games. He's got 16 here, 6 of 12 with 4 threes. And this is him with the ball. Bird poked it loose. Great play there by Weems, who got it in, and Groth rips it away. To Gorville up the floor. Davis, transition 3. Oh, got it!
What was one of my keys? Limit transition opportunities. The Aztecs get it down the floor as quickly as possible, and they play with a lot of freedom when they create stuff off their defense. The crowd's into it, the Gorville's into it. Don't go anywhere.
Nevada made a great run to tie it. Now San Diego State on an 11-0 run to take the lead. Groth causing havoc in low. And a nice transition 3 for a guy who's hit a lot of big threes this year, B.J. Davis.
It all starts on the defensive end of the floor, regardless of opponents for San Diego State. Groth, the contest, the rebound, and then the quick push from DeGorville, leading to the jumper from B.J. Davis.
Walker still in there at the point. Davis on him. Lowry high. Camper trying to free himself, does. He's got Bird on him, one of the best defensive players on the West Coast, and he knocks it loose. And Davis and DeGorville and a bucket. I think it was tipped in by Nevada. I think it was Jariah Coleman that knocked it in.
If you're the Aztec closest to the play, raise your hand. Get credit for those 2 points.
13-0 run and an offensive foul on Coleman.
Miles Bird, such a good on-ball defender. He's got the lateral quickness to slide his feet, but then he's also got the instinct to poke it away. And actually, that was Simmons there on the tip.
Bird. And Nevada with the rebound. Vaughn Weems. It'll stay with Nevada. Weems comes out. Amir Robinson checks in. It's a 13-0 run over 2.5 minutes. Simmons on the deck. Nevada having trouble getting this ball up the floor. They're having trouble just getting it across half court. And they don't! And that's a 10-second violation.
And Coach Alford was standing right in front of us, making sure they all knew there was 7 seconds left to get it over half court. A swarming defense by the Aztecs.
Hold on. I think Nevada's going to keep this ball.
Well, if they're calling a foul, if that's what they're calling, there's 19 on the shot clock.
No, I think either the ball was kicked or it came across the front court and then went into the back court. So the ball must have come across. San Diego State kicked it back over.
I think you're right.
White down low. It's a difficult pass. And he makes it. But a foul there is going to get Price to the line. Remember how mad Brian Dutcher was? He's feeling a little bit better now. Nice run by the Aztecs. A 13-0 run. College basketball on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Fresh Bet. We take a look back at the Fresh Bet keys to the game.
Well, the Wolfpack, for the most part, have eliminated transition points, although the Aztecs have gotten a few in recent possessions. Good start. They have in both halves, but then San Diego State has matched that intensity. The Aztecs, unhappy camper. Campers got off to a great start. Turned them over. They have absolutely done that, and that has led to opportunities for B.J. Davis, Magoon Guath, and others. This is a typical San Diego State explosion on the offensive end of the floor, where they get out in transition because of their defense.
And it did look like maybe Guath got up over Coleman to tip that ball in. I think Guath gets credited for the bucket regardless. This guy has been great at the line, Elijah Price, until that. 11 of 13 now are the Wolfpack. So a 13-0 run over 2.5 minutes. And one of the things that Nevada has done tonight is rare for them. They haven't taken care of the ball that well. It's been 4 turnovers in this run.
That's not something new, though, for opponents of San Diego State. They get on these defensive spurts where they suffocate you. You turn it over. Next thing you know, open threes, open dunks.
Davis misses the 3. Bird has the rebound. Bird feeds to Gorville. Simmons begging for the ball in the low post. Gets into the lane, gets it up, and scores.
Simmons wants the foul call there. That was just good defense by White. Vertical made Simmons score over the top.
Amir Robinson in for Nevada. Comer comes to get it. Robinson thought about a 3. The foul inside. Price was trying to get loose.
Good spacing on the entry pass, and Simmons playing through contact again. White good vertically, but Simmons able to knock it down.
B.J. Davis with that foul. That's his second. No Aztec has 3. And that's a Nevada foul on the inbound. It's Robinson's foul. His first. Elijah Price is playing with 3. And Corey Camper also has 3. To Gorville, Heidi with that sore ankle. Bird comes to get it. Whips it into the corner. Newman clocks down. Got to get the shot up. That's a tough angle. And Nevada has the rebound. They've got numbers too because Simmons fell. Bailey, quick trigger, missed the 3. And a push, a rebounding foul on San Diego State. Well, we've seen Nevada make a couple of runs. The one that brought them within 7 in the waning moments of that first half. And then the run to start the second half that tied the game.
Well, the run to start the second half was due to their activity on the offensive glass. San Diego State has accepted the challenge from Brian Dutcher to be physical in that category. And it's allowed them, as well as forcing turnovers, to make a run of their own.
Joel Armo-Trading is in, and he's fouled. To San Diego State with their 6th team foul. And Newman trying to get to the baseline is called for the foul.
Brian Dutcher beside himself there. That's a good call from the official. Not quite there.
Tayshawn Comer will transfer from Evansville, and he misses a front end. Lead is still 14. Biggest lead in the game was 16 back in the first half. Heidi likes to spin towards that left hand. DeGorville, that's a major launch, and a rebounding foul on Nevada. That's Joel Armo trading. The Brit, Cal Poly, UC Riverside. You can see the foul trouble. Newman skips it across. Bird stopped at the baseline. And another whistle in. They're tightening the belt right now.
Oh, Heidi may have gotten away with a travel there before he's able to draw that foul. Looked as if he switched his pivot feet as he spun to get back to his right shoulder.
Robinson sits down, and Camper is back in the ballgame. Newman. Dixon Waters. Oh, man.
He has just been so consistent in Mountain West play.
16 in this game. Second three. 18-1 run. Corey Camper Jr. 2 fouls on Camper. We thought he had 3, but he's got 2 off the double check. And he misses that 3. Price has a double-double himself. Picks up the rebound and picks up the bucket.
Heck of a finish through what looked like a lot of contact and a lot of bodies on the interior.
15 and 10 for his night and his double-double. Still a ton of time. We're just under the 9-minute mark.
Well, this is plenty of time for Nevada, especially with a scorer like Camper and how effective Elijah Price has been tonight as well.
DeGorville, Bird, 3, no.
Arbitrating coming out of nowhere. But the Aztecs seemingly have an answer throughout the night. Reese Dixon Waters, a knockdown 3.
DeGorville coming over the top and fouls Price. Nevada was so good at the line in the first half. They were 11 of 12. Price was 10 of 10. But Price has missed a free throw here, and they missed a front end of a 1-and-1 as well. Steve Alford and the Wolfpack trying to make their 3rd run of this game after falling behind twice by a sizable margin. Another front end. And another miss. Oh, excellent pass. Simmons walked, though. Tried to gather himself. Shuffled his feet.
He was worried about the defensive footsteps coming up from behind. Oh, yeah, good call from the official.
This is still an 18-3 run by San Diego State over the last 6.5 minutes. Comer against Newman. Nothing easy against this defense. Comer takes the 3, missed it badly. No reset on the clock. Got to get the shot up. Comer stumbles, and he's bailed out with a foul with 1 second left on the shot clock. Timeout here. Steve Alford looking to the heavens right now, looking for another comeback. Just a reminder, coming up after this one, Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. John Rothstein, Roy Hibbert, Chris Walker, Brent Stover, not necessarily in that order, but they'll all be there. They're all waiting. They're all staying up for this. Aztecs 56-41. Still not one bench point from Nevada. Aztecs are one of the better bench teams in the country. And the turnover is very uncharacteristic of the Wolfpack.
This second half, though, has been typical San Diego State if you've watched them over the years. They've got the ability to go in spurts, but defensively, they absolutely clamp you down at times. Force turnovers, get the ball off the glass, get out in transition.
So 1-1, they've missed the front end of their last 2 1-1s. And they miss another. That's 6 points that you're not going to get back. And the run continues to be top heavy for San Diego State. 18-3 run. Good ball movement. Oh, spot at the rim.
What a block from Arbitrating.
And back down the floor goes Chuck Bailey, and he's going to the line.
Nevada went to the zone again just to slow down San Diego State. Simmons, a nice job attacking the rim, but is denied at the point of entry.
Bailey to the line. He gets 2. They're done with the 1-1s, and that's probably for the best for Nevada.
It's kind of one of those things that a lot of times turnovers will snowball on you as a team. Free throw shooting can snowball on you in the wrong way as a team on occasion.
So a couple free throws, and Nevada trying to stem the tide of this run, which has carried San Diego State back into double digits. Davis is fouled. Comer with the bump.
Comer's had a rough night tonight.
The reach right across the chest.
Easy call from the official out near half court, but 1 of 6 from the field, 4 of those from behind the three-point line, 1 of 3 from the free throw line.
Davis tonight, 10 points, couple threes. Here's Dixon Waters, leading scorer for the Aztecs. He's got 16. Davis, the only other Aztec in double figures. Elijah Price is 15 and 10 for his double-double for Nevada. And Corey Camper's got 16.
What a made free throw allows San Diego State to do is get back in full court pressure, which is an area Nevada has struggled to handle at times tonight.
Camper off the screen. Price begging for the ball in the low blocks. Camper falling away. Missed it. Oh, wow.
No block out.
Joel Armo-trading. Bloth is back in. He's hit 2 threes. Dixon Waters again.
Nevada goes zone. A great job from Dixon Waters of finding the middle of that zone, kind of skewing assignments.
He's got 18. Walker sets up Weems into the lane, and the floater misses. Whoa! Armo-trading blocked by Groff. What a sequence.
As good as that rebound was from Armo-trading, That block from Magoon Guath was impressive.
Guath has 5 blocks in this game. 5 of the 8. Guath another 3. Oh, goodness!
Wow.
This guy has missed 6 games. He has come in, dominated defensively, and he's buried 3 threes.
It's like he hasn't missed a beat, even though he's missed those 6 games you mentioned. Magoon Guath coming off the bench, making an impact. What a block underneath there for the sophomore. Not only is he getting it done on that end of the floor, it's his 3rd triple of the evening, pushing the Aztecs lead out to 18.
And that is the biggest lead of the game for San Diego State. Cannot overstate the importance of that man in this lineup for the last month of this season. I mean, San Diego State's been holding their own without Guath. He wasn't healthy, wasn't 100% through November and December, and then January, the hip an issue. They shut him down for 6 games.
Well, it makes it even more exciting to look at what the potential and possibilities for that game here at Viejas when Utah State comes in. San Diego State went up to Logan without Guath and lost that game. With a win tonight, they'll tie the Aggies for first place in the league at 12-2, with that one looming in the very near future.
Weems to Camper. Missed the 3. There's 5 minutes left. Time is starting to run short for another push from the Wolfpack. And Guath playing without that big knee brace. He's got a sleeve on it. Dixon Waters. He'd rather fall away, and he missed. That's a rebounding foul, I believe, on Compton. At stake tonight and for the rest of the month is, are you in or are you out? And right now, this is CBS Sports bracketology. San Diego State, the first of the first 4 out. New Mexico, the last of the first 4 out.
Well, I know you and I call a lot of games here in the Mountain West, and it's frustrating for a lot of these teams that we cover to always be on the bubble when so many of the bracketologists look at quad 1, quad 2 opportunities, when in actuality, a lot of the top tier teams in this league, Utah State, San Diego State, New Mexico this year, they weren't given the ability to schedule those quad 1, quad 2 opportunities because no one would play them.
Arbitrating knocks it in. There's a lot of mid-major coaches that agree with you that scheduling the power conferences is really hard now, especially if you're good.
If you can get them, a lot of times it's got to be in one of those preseason tournaments or on a neutral site where nobody wants to come into Viejas and play the Aztecs here.
No one wants to go to Utah State. No one wants to go to the pit. At least very few power conference teams do. Davis dribbling through traffic. Launches a 3. Long rebound. Newman has it. Shot clock back to 20. Newman stumbling, gets it to the corner. This has been a long possession. It's down to 5. Pick and roll, Compton. Oh, that's pretty.
Great catch. Good finish. A year ago, Compton probably wouldn't have been able to catch that ball on the move like that.
Down 19 is Nevada. They tied this game with a great run to start the half. Since then, it's been all Aztecs. Camper kicks. Homer gets in, lost it, and it's going San Diego State's way. This has not been a fun Valentine's Day for the Wolfpack. right? Compton with the left hand. 65-46. Aztecs. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hey, how about a Geico play of the game, Dan Dickow?
And it was a spectacular one, too. Right at the end of the first half, a great set by the Aztecs to free Miles Bird. It was so good we had to take a number of different looks from different angles at that one.
It's the biggest lead for San Diego State, 65-46, 3.5 minutes left. Nevada had their moments, and they came back from 16 down to tie the game. I believe that was at 38-38. But after that, it's been all Aztecs. Guaf has been terrific. Bird, Dixon Waters, B.J. Davis has had some moments. A little collision there, and Dixon Waters is bumped. You know, you mentioned something early in the telecast that's significant, and that is Nevada's net ranking. They're 55 in the net, so this is for San Diego State at home, this would be a quad 2 win. Correct? Am I okay on the math there?
Yes, yeah, quad 2 win would be a home game 31 through 75 in the net, so this would be clearly a beneficial win for the Aztecs. It moved them to 5-1 in quad 2 opportunities on the season, and that's one of the things that, you know, the power conferences have the advantage of. When you get deep in the league, pretty much everything's quad 1s and 2s, so when you have these opportunities in the Mountain West, you've got to take advantage of it. So the Aztecs have got to be thrilled about this.
I think there's still folks in this conference that were steamed last year when Boise didn't get in and North Carolina did.
Yeah, I would be right there with you. You know, I think, you know, Boise last year had 5 quad 1 wins where North Carolina only had 1. But when you look at it, the amount of opportunities North Carolina would have had been a lot more than Boise State.
Lowry with a 3, 67-49, 3:11 left. If this is the Magoo Guaf that the Aztecs are going to get for the rest of this month into the tournaments, plural,
look out, Mountain West.
Yeah. He just changes so much. And Price with the foul. And I liked the way you categorize him. As a defender, he's a 5. He's in that great tradition of San Diego State rim protectors. But on offense, he's a stretch 4 or 3.
Yeah, he really is more comfortable out on the perimeter. A lot of that is due to the skill set he currently has, but also because of his physical frame and his nature. I'm sure they work on it constantly, low post moves, duck-ins, things of that sort. But, you know, at this moment in time in his career, he is more of a perimeter-oriented player.
And so Guaf with a couple of free throws, 5 blocks, 13 points, 3 rebounds. And with those 13 points, 3 of 3 from 3-point. That's a nice return to the...
Absolutely.
After missing 6 games. That's a strong move there by Tayshawn Comer. 18-point San Diego State lead. Davis down the lane and lays it up and in. BJ's got 14 in this game. Two minutes left here. Davis bodying Price out of the low block. So San Diego State It's going to go to 18-6, 12-2. And they've got Grand Canyon coming in here. Grand Canyon 76 in the net as of today. Then on the road to Colorado State, Dan, you and I have that game. Utah State and New Mexico come here. So Utah State is a quad 1 opportunity. They're at 23. And New Mexico is at 44. That would be on this floor, if that holds, a quad 2 opportunity. So with Guath coming back and LZ Harrington, the freshman point guard, almost back, San Diego State's got it all right in front of them, and they've got those 2 games at home.
Well, the Grand Canyon game is going to be redemption of sorts. They lost down in Phoenix about 3 weeks ago on a last-second drive. Miles Bird was called for a foul when it looked like it could have been a blocked shot, but they will be prepared and ready. Brian Moore Jr. able to knock down the game-winning free throws.
Davis. And for Nevada, they had won 3 of their last 4. Had they won this game, they'd have pulled into a tie for 3rd. Nevada's schedule at San Jose. They get Utah State and New Mexico at home, at UNLV, at Wyoming, and Air Force. That's a pretty good schedule to have headed towards Las Vegas.
Well, they've got those opportunities in front of them that those are all winnable games. And I think the biggest thing for Nevada right now is you want to make sure you can get into that top 4 of the Mountain West standings, because you get a bye in the conference tournament in Las Vegas.
Walker to Robinson. Just the corner 3. Rebound and putback. Jariah Coleman. A game of runs. Nevada made that run early in the second here. Tied it. Aztecs with Guath back in the lineup. Dixon Waters falling away, hitting jumpers. Though he missed that one. And a large crowd has already started on their way home.
They got their Valentine's Day late dinner plans. Had to come to the Aztec game if you're a true faithful diehard fan here in San Diego.
So a win like this, and we had that discussion when we popped in the bracketology with New Mexico and San Diego State as part of the first 4 out. Good dunk there by Coleman. A win like this against Nevada probably gets them from that to last 4 in.
I would think so. And I think, you know, more needs to be placed on the eye test through all the different bracketologists, but it's hard because there's so many teams. But an eye test right now with San Diego State is this is a tournament team.
I think Guath is at least worth a little advancement in the metrics, right?
Without a doubt, yes. He was an impact tonight, that's for sure.
All right, there's your nightcap in the Mountain West. And here are the standings up to the minutes. Utah State beat Memphis tonight. That was a good win. 12-2, 12-2, tie at the first place spot between those 2 teams. New Mexico at 10-4, and Nevada falls to 9-5. For Dan Dickow, our entire CBS Sports crew, I'm Rich Waltz. Good night from San Diego. This is a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. On to New York. Everybody's up waiting for you. Hello, Brent Stover.